All right, good evening. My name is Greg Niederschulte, and I'm the founder of Venu. As the AirBNB of booking event space, Venu will change the way that you plan parties in the future. Because everyone has a reason to party, Venu helps you find the place to do it. To understand our business best, you should understand how the idea behind it evolved. We began back in January as PartyPad. We wanted to be the true Airbnb of booking events. We thought that homeowners with extra event space would like to monetize it and use our platform to sell out to groups to come and use their event space while they're not using it. The only thing was, they viewed it as something out of Animal House. They weren't confident that these events were going to go smoothly, and they weren't interested in using our solution. So we pivoted, and we became Party Place. We focused on venues like bars, restaurants, and nightclubs that already had private event processes built in, and spent the spring really trying to gain traction and pitch to them why they should work with us. The only thing was, they didn't trust us. They viewed us as college kids with an idea, and they didn't want to work with someone with unproven business experience. We then became Venu, and we solved that problem coming into the summer by partnering with a Northwestern alumni who is a club owner and promoter in the Chicagoland area. And with his credibility and connections, we brought on our first 30 venues onto our platform. So the problem that we solve is one that's encountered every time that you go to book private event space, any time that you want to do it. So let's say that you have a best friend who's getting married and you want to throw him a bachelor party to blow him away. An important part of that is the venue that you select, and you start with a Google search. If you just start with bachelor party venues in Chicago, you get over 1 million results. And after sifting through seedy nightclub websites and poorly designed bar websites, you pick out 4 or 5 options that you think might work. You then have to begin contacting them. You have a set of questions that determines the viability of every venue that you have to ask them each individually. So better pick up the phone or get to writing emails, because you have to contact each of these individually. And once you found one that you think might work the best, you're not done yet. You then have to go into the booking process. You send them an email that has all your event details that they can then use to create your contract and invoice. They email those back to you. You print them off. You sign them. You then scan them, email them back, and then you wait for a confirmation email that your event's a go. So in all, booking this bachelor party took you 2 weeks, 10 phone calls, and 14 emails is what we found on average. Venu is the solution. You come to our website, and you go through a simple search, browse, and book experience that makes booking this bachelor party a 30-minute, one-sitting session. When you come to our website, you see our homepage gets you right to it with the search bar. You then can use the filters to fine-tune the event listings for the one that works best for you. And lastly, you book your venue straight from our website. Venu makes money taking a 10% commission fee on the reservation deposit for every event. The beachhead market we're looking to serve is one that's, quite frankly, one that's overlooked and neglected, and that's the college event market. We found that Greek life and student groups at Northwestern alone do over 200 events a year that need to rent events or rent venues for. They spend about $5,000 per event, and with our revenue model, that would be over $100,000 in revenue at Northwestern alone. On top of that, the college event market includes hall governments, club sports teams, graduation parties, and 21st birthday parties. And moving beyond college events, Venu can go in a lot of different directions. We would like to bring on bar mitzvahs and bachelor parties, as I mentioned earlier. We can also do campus recruiting events where companies want to come and meet your students at your university, as well as we can introduce third-party services to become a one-stop shop for all your private event needs. The future ahead for Venu looks bright. Starting with this week, we actually released our beta and have been receiving customer feedback. And we actually are in line to have our first transaction completed by the end of August. In September, when Northwestern students come back to school, that will be our official launch with a strong Wildcat welcome promotion. By December, we will be servicing 20 events a month, and we can then expand our venue options. And by summer 2017, we will expand to additional universities, as well as building out our venue team. So I hope that after the pitches, you come by and see the power of our solution. Because everyone has a reason to party, let Venu help you find the place to do it. Thank you.
Do you want to go first this time?
Yeah, sure. So
I'm disappointed. I thought this was going to get weirder after groceries.
Yeah, hard to live up.
So that's all I have to say. No. What I notice here is, there's 3 parties involved here. There's the people who are looking for a venue to have a party. There are their venues themselves, the nightclubs and so forth. And then there's also another sort of, potential customer in event planners, which have to do this basically for, that's their life.
Right.
Have you thought about, first of all, maybe targeting that as an audience because there's fewer of them and they have more venues to book?
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to do, individual consumers like that, what's your distribution plan? How are you going to get more people using this app?
So as far as expanding via event planner, that's actually been something that we've highly considered, and we haven't come to a official decision yet, but that is definitely on the table as far as either going through event planners or promoters or the 2 of them as our go-to contact to really get this out and into general usage. As far as getting people onto the site, we will really focus on the search engine optimization as well as strong marketing campaigns, just as like Peerspace and a few of the other competitors have expanded that way.
And how long have you been working on this?
So since January is when we got started with the Party Pad solution. We only created the website 5 weeks ago. Okay. So it's been mainly occurring this summer.
In terms of competition in the landscape, companies like Kapow Events locally, how would you differentiate yourself from them, what you're solving for both the venue and the party goer?
Yeah, so we plan on differentiating ourselves largely in the market that we're servicing. The nice thing about the college market is that being quite untouched and unmarketed to by the competitors, they mainly focus on corporate events, and there are a few others that focus on specialty events like dance studios. But because we're focusing on social events and we're going for a college market, from college students to college students, we plan to start there, and that'll be our main differentiating factor is how we brand ourselves.
But on the venue side, you'd compete a bit.
Yes, on the venue side, Kapow is largely for corporate events, and so they have less of like the nightclubs or like the specific social event places.
Walk us through the hustle a little bit. How do you convince a venue to say yes to be on your platform? So you go to this random place, and what do you say to them for them to trust you and say, all right, we'll put our calendar available, accessible for you 24/7?
The problem that we encountered with doing it just ourselves was that we came to them with the business model and a wireframe website, and it wasn't enough to convince them. So what we changed and what has been successful so far is that we now come with Vince is our Northwestern alumni business partner who has done 8 years of promoting in the Chicagoland area and has been a venue owner for 4 years. And he actually comes with us to these meetings and is the credibility that our business has potential and will actually benefit them by driving additional business to their venue and help them monetize all the nights that they're closed and not making any money off of their space.
Are we investing in you or Vince?
We are we're the team making the website and the solution, and once we have built up credibility and actually having successful transactions, we plan on being able to credibly go to additional venues ourselves and have a successful pitch.
Thank you, Venu.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Square One.